In the United States, there continues to be a growing market for marijuana, yet to this day, on a federal level, it is placed in the same grouping as heroin, and ecstasy. And basically, the legalization of marijuana makes it harder for states with fully legalized cannabis to make profit, and at the same time, it's created negative effects for many minority communities over the years, especially in states with more harsher marijuana laws. So by legalizing marijuana on a federal level, it will allow the market to become even stronger where it's legal at and allow those states to make more profit off of it. And as well, it will open up the floodgate for less restrictions in states with stricter marijuana laws. So first off, marijuana historically and even to this day is proven to have negative effects, specifically the black community. This is when it comes to incarceration rates. There's just an unequal amount of black people when compared to the white majority population who have been sentenced from crimes relating to marijuana. The incarceration disparities for marijuana by Eileen Rivers of the USA Today on September 5th, 2019. This article specifically states that, however, the difference in the rate of arrests and convictions is vast according to data from American Civil Liberties Union study. In states with the largest disparities, blacks were 6 times more likely than whites to get arrested for possession in 2010, the last year of this study. About 84% of the more than 2,000 marijuana offenders who were federally sentenced in 2018 were people of color, according to the U.S. Sentencing Commission. Only 11% of those were white, even though whites make up more than 60% of the U.S. population. So again, it shows a disparity in the sentencing when it comes to marijuana charges. However, even with these disparities, some may still claim that marijuana could potentially be a dangerous drug. But however, data doesn't really prove that, as shown in number 2. Marijuana is not a deadly drug. It's by Christopher Ingram. He's a reporter for the Washington Post. This article was made on February 23rd, 2015. He said, compared with other recreational drugs, including alcohol, marijuana may be even safer than previously thought, and researchers may be systematically underestimating risks associated with alcohol use. Those are the top line findings of recent research published in the Journal of Scientific Reports, a subsidiary of Nature. Researchers sought to quantify the risk of death associated with the use of a variety of commonly used substances. They found that at the level of individual use, alcohol was the deadliest substance, followed by heroin and cocaine. Weed, roughly 114 times less deadly than booze, according to the authors, who ran calculations that compared lethal doses of a given substance with the amount that a typical person normally uses. Marijuana is also the only drug studied that posed a low mortality risk to its users. So basically, again, it's not a deadly drug. There's a lot of research which shows that it's not as deadly compared to a lot of these other drugs. Even booze is readily available, and yet marijuana isn't. It just doesn't really add up. When it comes to states which already have more loose laws in place or have legalized marijuana, they still run into trouble. This is due to the way our bank system works. So like for the third argument, it's about the banking system for cannabis, which this article came from Sabrina Bergen of the American Bankers Association in February 26, 2020. And she stated that current federal law prohibits all financial activity that touches cannabis from entering the banking system, even when legally permitted under the state law. That divide is marginalizing a significant portion of economic activity in legal cannabis states and forcing the creation of an all-cash economy. Cash-intensive businesses are difficult to monitor for compliance with tax laws or even a regular financial activity. They are also ripe for violent crime. These businesses will be safer and better regulated if they were permitted to use the banking system, which will increase the transparency and accountability of the industry and even better protect the communities. So again, if marijuana was legalized federally, it would just make it a lot easier for these states to make a profit through the banking system, because they cannot use like the banks at all right now, since it's still illegal it's still illegal federally for marijuana. And another main problem that a lot of these states with legal marijuana run into basically, by legalizing marijuana, it will it could potentially allow more states to become more loose with their laws due to a decriminalization, since it's not in the same federal list. And this could potentially create opportunities for a lot of new jobs, which is really needed in the middle of a pandemic right now. So the fourth point having to be the fact of the job opportunities being created. This was written by Krishna Miralani of the Investopedia. This article from December 11, 2019. And they said that setting up marijuana nurseries and dispensaries would be the first step for the states that voted in favor of medical marijuana. These would not only create jobs, but also set the ball rolling for economic activity in the pot industry in these areas. In the case of states like California and Nevada, where such infrastructure already exists, the economic impact has become more quantifiable as the sector has matured. A 2016 RCG Economics and Marijuana Policy Group study in Nevada says that legalizing recreational marijuana in the state could support over 41,000 jobs till 2024 and generate over $1.7 billion in labor income. So again, there's a lot of possibilities when it comes to legalizing weed on a federal level.